Hey guys, okay, well this is kind of weird because this is the first video I've made in like 5-6 months, something along them lines. Basically I wanted to share a little story with you, and for the last 5 months I haven't been doing any reselling at all, or at least not to the extent that I was. And for those of you that have followed my videos, you'll already know this, but basically what I've been doing for the last 5 months has been internet marketing, and I stopped doing the reselling mainly for two reasons. The first reason was space. Basically I'm very limited on space, so I really was limited to what I could buy, how much I could buy, and what I could store. And I kind of worked out how many items I would need to sell a certain amount, because you only really sell, if you're lucky, 20 or 30% of your stock anyway. So I worked out what 20 or 30% was and how much I'd make from it to really be able to do this full time. And I wasn't sure if I could actually handle the stock numbers that I would need. And secondly was the early mornings. Okay, I'm not an early morning guy. I've never liked early mornings. I've always been more of an afternoon guy. You know, if you see me around before noon, you're very lucky. You know, it's not me at all. But to be honest, the story that I want to share with you is this happened to me about 2 weeks ago, and I was making an animated promotional video for a local company, and this company was paying me just under £800 for a 1-minute animated video. And I'm sitting there and I'm making this video and I'm doing all the artwork, things like that. And the only thing I could think of, the only thing I could think about in my mind at that time was whether or not a limited edition PG Tips monkey that I bought 5 months ago is now worth selling. And so I stopped my work, I went on eBay and I typed in the PG Tips monkey, and I see that it's now going for £15 or 15 to £20. And I was over the moon because I had one of these, and I was thinking, yes, I can get £15 for this. I can make like £8 or £9, forgetting the fact that I was working on a project worth £800. And then it kind of dawned on me that I've always had this urge to go back into reselling. The early mornings was maybe an excuse for me to get out of it. For those of you that do follow me and do know me, you'll know that I've spoken about this before, and that I do suffer from social anxiety. And so a part of that disorder is you look for reasons and you look for excuses not to be in the limelight, not to be out there in public. And although I used to love making the YouTube videos, I used to love going out to charity shops and anywhere else I could to get a bargain to bring home and list on eBay and make a profit. I used to love all that, but maybe in the back of my mind something happened and said, you know what, you know, you're too far out, you're pushing yourself too far, take a step back. And to be honest, I've missed reselling. For the last few days I've been trying to catch up with 5 months worth of reseller videos from Nick and Tom and Joe and Zahir and Ray and Sam as well. I've been trying to catch up with the last 5 months worth of videos, and it's taken me a long time, and obviously a lot has happened. Zahir, you've changed your account, so I don't know what happened there, but it took me a while to find you again. Nick, obviously you've got the store going on, and Tom, I noticed obviously you now deal with booths as well, which is cool. So, you know, obviously there's a lot that's happened, a lot that I need to catch up with. But every little video that I've watched and every chat, Google Hangout chat with you guys I've watched, has just made me want to do this more and more and more again. And I've realised that it really is the one thing that I loved doing, and I really loved doing it, so much so that I've had friends and family come up to me and say that I've not quite been the same person since I stopped reselling. My apparently my confidence was sky high when I was reselling. I was chatting to random strangers in shops about stuff, and you know, I was out every week to charity shops and to different towns and places, just seeing if I could find a bargain, you know, um, and yeah, so I guess I have been missing it. It has been gnawing at me in the back of my mind, and when I watch the rest of the reseller community on eBay, it does make me kind of see what I've given up, what I've been missing, and yeah, so really this video is my comeback video because I've decided to just do this all out, and I've changed this whole room around. I've got more space for stock. Obviously I can't change the size of the room, I'm quite limited to the size of the room, but I have got space for stock. I've got funds which I'm ready to go with, and in fact I've already bought some gear which I'm not going to show you in this video because I'm actually going away Friday, and I think probably Monday or Tuesday I'm going to do like a whole charity shop run, so I'm going to have loads more gear to bring back. I can show you then, and yeah, I mean that's basically what I wanted to say is to my subscribers, who I'm still getting subscribers even though I stopped making videos 5 months ago, that that I will be coming back. I will be showing my haul videos, I will be showing outgoings, incomings, prices I get, all that good stuff again that you subscribed for in the first place. So to all you guys, loved watching your videos. You've really inspired me to get back into this and realise that I was really onto a good thing. The early mornings were an excuse, you know. If I can get up early mornings and do this, I'm sure anyone can, you know, because as I say, I hate mornings. But and in fact, what I do want to say is one of the reasons why I did get up early was I have my parcels collected from my home address, and I use Herms, who, in fact, also, before I go into that, if anyone does use Herms, you'll be pleased to know that myherms.com, I believe it's .com, or at least just type in myherms into Google. Now you can now book international packages through myherms, which before you used to have to go to their international site, which was a bit confusing. So I ended up using Royal Mail. But yeah, myherms now do international parcels straight from the website, so you can just book it in, they come and collect it, and then off it goes to wherever. Now of course, if you're in the eBay global shipping program, which incredibly about 2 weeks ago I received an email saying that I was eligible and that my account would automatically be updated to have the effect of global shipping program. I was amazed by this purely because of the fact that I've not really sold much at all in the last 5 months. I've sold, I believe, 2 items. One was Fallout 3 on the Xbox 360, which was the Game of the Year edition, and I sold that for like £7. And also I did, about a month and a half ago, I did a test to see whether or not I could buy on eBay and just flip it and resell straight on eBay, using the techniques that I've gained over the, you know, since November, to improve the listing, to improve the photos, to really dive in how important is the description, how important is the photos. And what I bought was a job lot of 132 SD memory cards, and it's just the standard memory cards that you put in your phones and you put in digital cameras and things like that. And I purchased them and I won them at auction for £51 with free postage. Within 7 days I put them back on eBay. Once I got them and I tested them all, I put them back on eBay. Once again, it was an auction, but I put them back on eBay and I sold them for £160. So in just 1 week, I had an incredible result there. £51 purchase, 1 week later sold them for 161. So clearly, you know, there are auctions on eBay if you know what to look for, and they're not necessarily items that everybody are going for. You know, if you, for example, if you see a cheap iPhone at auction, it's not worth it in terms of buying to resell, because everybody is after that phone, or everybody is after an iPad or a MacBook Pro. You know, they're high ticket items that everybody's looking for. But a wholesale job lot of SD cards, really only other dealers are going to be interested. And much like me, and much like all you guys out there, you want to buy something for the cheapest price possible if you can. So they're not, you know, no one's going to pay that. So for me, I really was quite surprised that I got so much for my auction. I must have got lucky, because, you know, like I said 7 days earlier, I won a fraction of that price. So I did that, and so I've only had 2 sales in the last 5 months, because I've only listed 2 items. So I was quite surprised that I was included in the global shipping program, because I thought eBay would look at my selling and go, well, you know, he's not really an active seller, he doesn't need to do it. So although Herms do the international postage now, I'm definitely going to take full advantage of the global shipping program. I've taken a lot of good new advice, things like good till cancelled and 30-day listings. I watched your video, Nick, about that, because I'm certainly someone who I only ever did good till cancelled, and I never really thought about the effects that had on certain items. So you know, from now on, I'm just going to do 30 days and just manually relist them myself. But yeah, so I've got like a whole job lot of DVDs that I've purchased, which I have to go pick up. But the person I bought it from, it's just sitting in their kind of locker, so I can go pick it up anytime I want. There's no rush. And there's about 300 or so DVDs. I've got a whole batch of DVDs that I'm ready to sell. I've still got some items from my original hauls that I used to do, which can now go back on as my fresh start for 2015. Bit of a late comer, I know. It's June, you know, late June at that. So, but yeah, so basically, I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back doing really what I love. The internet marketing is good, but if I'm making projects for people worth that amount of money, and all I can think about is making like £10 on a PG Tips monkey, then clearly there's something wrong, and clearly my job satisfaction isn't there right now. And you know, the money's good, but I still have to really fight for any contracts and any projects that I manage to get accepted for, because I really am just a freelancer. I also have some other income ways, one of which I saw Zahir talk about, which was Amazon Kindle publishing. I've been doing that for the last few months. I've got a couple of books out there on various Facebook marketing, and also how to create and sell websites as a business. So I've got a couple of books out there, which, you know, they're okay. They make a little bit of money, but they are passive. You know, they're set and forget. You write them, which I write them myself. I did consider outsourcing, but I write them myself. It doesn't take too long to write 30 or 40 pages. They don't have to be too long, really, because obviously people that buy the kind of mini guides, which I sell them for like £1.99. So the people that buy the mini guides for their tablets and for their Kindle Fires and things like that, they don't want a novel. They just want a quick and dirty guide on how to do a certain thing. And one of the things that I picked up on was what Nick was saying about a guide on bolos, and it would be a fantastic idea if he did that. It really would, because, you know, a lot of people would get that guide, take it on their flyers and take it on their phones, go to boot sales and look for these items, and they'd scroll down your book and say, you know, Nick suggests this, and here's one here, I'm going to buy this. So but yeah, so I missed the community. I loved watching your videos. 5 months worth of videos have just blown my mind. The links prices are insane. I know obviously for a lot of you guys, a lot of these videos are now old, and what you've spoken about months ago, but for me they're still fresh. And I can't believe the amount of links, especially Oriental and Java. I mean, I used to use that stuff all the time in the 90s. If someone had told me back then that every time I emptied one and threw it in the bin, that I was literally putting 50 quid in the bin. I mean, you know, I know in hindsight everything seems very, very easy to make money on. You know, in hindsight, you know, I would have created Twitter. So you know, not everyone can know after, but yeah, it's insane what sells sometimes, and I just want to get back into it. I miss it. I miss. I kind of. I think when I was doing it, I was thinking it's, you know, it's a lot of work, and I'm always packing, and just as you sit back and relax, the phone goes to ching, and you know you think, oh, now I've got to book that in, and you know, it's with Hermes you have to book it in before 10 p.m. So sometimes I'll be sitting back, I'll be watching TV, and you hear a cha-ching, and it's like 9:50, and I'm there thinking, oh, do I have time to book this in? And I haven't got to necessarily wrap it up now, but do I have time to at least book this in and get it done? So you rush back on the computer, and but to be honest, at the time I was doing it, I was thinking that's a lot of work. You know, I never get a time to relax really. It's always I'm always kind of waiting for that next sale and that next thing to do. But then after I've stopped it, I've kind of thought to myself, I miss it. I miss the rush. I miss that feeling of waiting for the next sale and booking it in quickly and getting that shipment out and feeling fulfilled that I have provided the best service that I possibly could. So someone somewhere is going to get this item and be happy with it. And yeah, I do miss it. And I do have one quick question actually for anyone watching this who are resellers, and obviously you've got the guys that I've mentioned, but also anyone else. One thing I did notice about 5 months ago when I was selling a lot of my gear, in my account next to my name, it now says Powerseller. However, it doesn't say Powerseller next to my name in auctions for other people. So I was just kind of wondering, does that mean I am a Powerseller with Powerseller bonuses, or is that just purely for my own record? Because other Powersellers, I see the Powerseller name next to their eBay name, but for me, I don't see that. I only see it when I'm in my my eBay, and it says it next to my name. So is there a difference between that Powerseller and the main Powerseller that everybody knows, or is it one and the same thing? So if someone can answer that, that would be great. But yeah, so obviously a shout out to all you guys, Nick, Ray, Sam, Tom, Joe's here. I believe that's everybody. If I've forgotten anyone, I'm sorry. But yeah, so yeah, I've loved you guys' videos, and I'm getting back into it. I will start properly again in about a week's time, roughly, with my first new haul video of 2015. And yeah, I'm ready to go on this journey again, and I've learned from my mistakes from last time. I'm going into it this time with all the knowledge that I still had, because all those little bolos and all those little prices that things have sold for, I've still got them ticking around in my head, and I've never forgotten them. And which is strange for me, because I'm someone who I usually learn something and then it goes straight out. So for me to still remember them, there has to be something there, and I owe it to myself, I owe it to my subscribers to keep this going, because you know, I put a lot in last time, and the subscribers have shown that they wanted to follow me and see what happens. So like I said, I owe it to me, I owe it to them, to really make this happen and really give it a good go. If I fail, I fail, but at least I know I've stuck with it because I love it. So thanks for watching. It has gone on a bit long. It's almost 20 minutes, so I apologise. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into it, and I will update you whenever something happens. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned. Thank you.